Hello friends, welcome to SST. In SST, we are going to see our material heritage. Myself Miss Pramila. Today I will explain you about our material heritage. So in that we'll see sculptures. India is known for some beautiful sculptures. Some of these are discussed now. First is the Chola sculptures, a dynasty of king called the Chola ruler over Tanjavur in Tamil Nadu in 9th century BC. During this period, extremely beautiful bronze sculptures were produced here. These are considered the best in the world. Most of these sculptures are of god and kings that you can see the bronze sculptures of Chola period. Now, the Sanchi Stupa. The Great Sanchi Stupa at Sanchi was originally built by the Mauryan Emperor Ashoka the Great in the 3rd century BC. Sanchi Stupa depicts the life of Buddha as it is believed to have preserved the Buddhist relics. It is famous for its sculptures. The most interesting feature of all the sculptures is the artistic depictions of nature in many forms like birds, flowers, animals, trees, and so on. The framework of Sanchistupa reflects the people's love for nature. Sanchistupa is surrounded by tornas which represent love, peace, trust, and courage. The beautiful carving on the tornas of the Sanchistupa must have been done by very skilled sculptors. Now we are going to see about the different types of the paintings. The first one is India has a rich heritage of paintings and recent history has been the development of many different styles in painting. Some of these are here. First is the miniature painting. Small size or miniature paintings were made in India about 1,000 years ago on palm leaves. Colors for these paintings were extracted from minerals, precious stones, vegetables, and like this. Today, they are made on paper, stone, cloths. They were very beautiful in Mughal period and show various themes such as scenes of Mughal court life or stories of Krishna or even even the pictures of birds and animals. Many of these paintings are now displayed in museum. Often a large number of artists work together on the single painting. Next is Madhubani painting. Madhubani painting are named after the town Madhubani in Bihar. The theme of these paintings are Hindu god and goddesses, nature, and celebrations like wedding, etc. These are decorated with double line border and floral pattern. The eyes of human figures are shown as big fish in a Madhubani painting symbolize good luck. Peacocks stand for love and snakes denote divine protectors. These paintings were earlier made to decorate the mud walls of houses by women. Now they are made on different materials like cloth, handmade papers, and canvas. These paintings are traditionally made using white rice paste and vegetable color. Bamboo stick covered with cotton are used as a paintbrush. Next is the Kalamkari painting. Kalamkari is a painting style which originated in Andhra Pradesh around 3000 years ago. Kalam means pen and kari means work. That is art, work done using a pen. A bamboo or dead palm stick with hair attached at one pointed end is used as a brush or pen. In this art form, patterns are made on cotton fabric with vegetable dyes. This art is used on decorative hanging in houses or monuments and as a wrapping material. It is also used on customs. Hindu mythological characters from Ramayana and Mahabharata are depicted in the painting. No two paintings are similar in Kalamkari. The next is the Tanjore style painting. Tanjore style of painting belongs to the state of Tamil Nadu. This type of painting is done on a cloth stretched over a wooden plaque. Lime paste as used to make the surface smooth of smooth for the painting. Then the painters draw outline of the figures which depict plump and chubby faces. These drawings are decorated by sticking pearl, semi-precious stones and beaten gold leaf with the help of soap, dust and glue. Rest of the area are painted using bright colors. Mainly divine characters are depicted in this painting. Now we are going to see about the books and manuscripts. Ancient Indian books and manuscripts were written on perishable materials such as cloth, palm leaves, and the bark of trees. The palm leaves or bark were made into long script. Many such script together form a book, and the script were written on palm. Them. Some of them were illustrated with miniature painting. These scripts were protected between decorated wooden covers. Some of these early books were made beautifully with lovely handwriting and miniature in which gold has been used to give it a special brightness. Hundreds of such palm leaves, manuscripts, and books were damaged, destroyed, or stolen due to the continuous inventions of Indian and foreign rulers. As a result, there are hardly any manuscripts from the period before AD 1000. Some books from later period are preserved in museum. Paper came to India in 11th century and thereafter books were written on it. The next is the artifacts. The archaeologists have found a lot of artifacts from the Indus Valley. These artifacts tell us that this civilization had its own art and craft, which was very different from that of today. The craftsmen and women of the Indus Valley civilization were very skillful. Potters worked with clay to make terracotta vessels to toys and figures. Weavers made cotton fabric, metal workers made bronze articles, and jewelers made jewelry of silver and gold. Because of these numerous artifacts and archaeological discoveries that we have been able to learn about this ancient civilization. The artifacts indicates that the people of Indus Valley traded with Mesopotamia, Iran and Afghanistan through land and sea. They sent out cotton, timber, ivory, gold and beads of precious stones. In exchange, they got silver, tin and wool. In Indus Valley, written script on stone have been found which shows that they also knew how to read and write. So this is our material heritage or artifacts, books, manuscripts and the paintings.